If men were more selfish and paid attention to their goals, their program, their aspirations, their purpose, and the things that they're supposed to be here for, then everybody in the family will win. But because he's trying to please people instead of making sure that he's taken care of, everything falls apart. The disconnect that the brother was asking in the video, he said, what's the disconnect between what men want and what women are willing to give? Is exactly what all the brothers said on the panel. It is modern day programming. Men, we are telling, I think Sweetie has spoke on this. We are telling women, we could be on the panel and we are speaking, we think it's not Martian. We are telling you in plain English what we want. And it's going right past you. And you're giving us what you think we want. But it's coming from a selfish position. So what I like is for men to be a little bit more selfish and pay attention to what they need. And hell no, the thought that counts don't count no more. Not for Christmas gifts, not for Father's Day, not for your birthday. No. Demand what you want up front, the way Hink said, so we don't have to waste no time. Early on in the relationship, establish what you, in fact, I'm going to create a dating contract. And I'm going to put it on shannonrawls.com. And everybody use this dating contract. Say, hey, sugar, this is what is important to me. And I need you to understand this. And if you can't follow these things, let's cut this early. So I don't have to waste no time and damn sure don't want to waste no money. Men need to be more selfish. So if anybody is in their selfish season right now, it's women, and they need to come a little bit down off of that. And men need to go up that mountain a little bit more, in my opinion.
I just want to add one thing. Oh, you got it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Shannon. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Basically, with we got to let these women die alone, get a dog, and all that stuff, right? But it sounds good in theory. But if you really think about it, we don't understand. Like you saying, men will tell women, "Hey, this is what we want," and it goes straight over their head. But guess who they listening to? Those same old women that's dying alone. So the younger women they're not listening to us. I was talking to this one young lady trying to get her married. I was like, hey, you need to lose some weight, whatever. So you can be able to get the type of man that you saying that you want. I work with a young lady. She's early 20s. She was like, what? Dang, the older women, my mentors was telling me I need to gain some weight. They telling me I'm too skinny. And I said, they're your competition. That's why. So a lot of the times we thinking like, hey, those ladies that you telling to die alone, they poisoning young women.
James, but what was the ultimate outcome with that young lady you work with? Did she start to understand what you was talking about, or did she flat out reject what you said?
No, she reject what I said. She's still fat. No, she's still up in weight. You know, so because they listening to their mentors. That's the people that they listening to. So if we want the young brothers to coming up, because I'm sending her for a young brother, you know, or older man if she wants that, right? But she listening to the older women. You know what I mean? So we can just say, hey, die alone, peace, whatever. But they're gonna throw that same rat poison to those young girls.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's why I said we have to. That's why I have mentioned to you. I said we have to let the older ones go, and the ones that are not willing to reprogram, which can include some of these young ones. There's going to be casualties of this war, you know, and unfortunately, the ones that are hard-headed and are setting it, and you got some 18-year-olds set in their ways. They've been indoctrinated from childhood to be unmarriageable. You got to let her go, man. And you got the older ones. So you got to, in my personal opinion, there's a ton of women out there that are willing to work with men. I think it's a very loud minority of women, of young women. Let me get this right. Let me be clear. You know, under 35 years old today. I think there's a lot of under 35-year-old women that are looking for guidance, and they know they auntie ain't who they supposed to be listening to. You just got to find them, fellas, and then you got to find other women that's going to be able to land it and speak to them, because us speaking to them, it looks like, it looks like we're hating or we just want to fuck or whatever it is. So I don't have all the answers. I just know what we need to do to get there. I don't know how to get there though, necessarily.
I think that the real issue with what you're saying, Shannon, the only problem with that is that women respond very heavily to groupthink. So it's like it's very hard for you to individually, I guess, reprogram or recalibrate one woman's mind, because women often put the desires of the group over the desires of any given individual. So the problem with this is it's like it has to be something that women are embracing as a group. It has to be like a trend, because if women as a group are saying that it's okay to be married and stay out at till 3 a.m. in the club, if women as a group are saying that, then it doesn't matter what you as an individual is saying, because the group says that that's okay. And the group says that that's not selfish, but that's actually empowering. And that's her expressing her individuality. So while you're telling her, hey, you're being selfish right now, the group is telling her, well, no, do you, girl, you're empowered right now. This is what a woman's supposed to do, and nobody should take that power from you. So it has to be attacked on a group level.
How do we divide that group to the ones that we can't help versus the ones that won't help? How do women? I get it, they're group think, but does it have to be one big ass group of women from 18 to 80, or can we split it to these are listening versus these that are not?
That I don't know, because like it's hard to tell the good ones from the bad ones. I mean, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can. It's just very difficult to be able to tell who's who. You know what I mean? So it's like I think Illusopical has said that or a long time ago on his thing that went viral. The good girls are standing next to the hoes. So it's like you really don't know the difference between the two. There are a lot of great women out there that are selfless, open-minded, and I also think that that's another thing that needs to be added. I think there has to be a lot more positive reinforcement shown to the women that are that way, and a lot more social reinforcement, like men as a group. You see, it goes back to that group thing. I think if men as a group are praising the ones that behave in the ways that we want them to behave, I think more women are going to be like, oh, okay, I see a group of men are praising this type of behavior.
You said you didn't know. That sounds like a
Well,
great
it just came to me. It just came to me while speaking. So yeah, because one thing I do hear from a lot of women a lot. I do hear this from women a lot is when it comes to, like, let's say for example BBL women and stuff like that. In their mind, whether it's true or not, I can't prove. But in a lot of women's mind, the way they look at it is these women have the approval from the types of men that we want. So we're all chasing to be like this because these women have the approval. So I think that if we are a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess discriminatory about how we give out that praise and how we give out that attention, I think it will show women over time that, hey, you know what? These women that are behaving in an unruly way are getting less of the response and getting less of the benefit, but these women that are getting it. Because I mean, even if you look at like the Simone Biles situation where her husband, like a lot of women don't like the idea of chasing a man or whatever the case is, but he said that he was a problem. But she's married, you know what I'm saying? Like she's married and he makes a lot more money than she does. So she's married to a guy, she's married to a good looking dude who gets a lot of money. And I'm sure a lot of women would wanna get at, no matter what they say about him calling himself the prize. She took the effort to think a little bit out the box and she's reaping the benefits from it. So I think that if there's more situations like that, women will start seeing, you know what? The women who we haven't been trying to be like are actually reaping the benefits, and the one we've been following aren't reaping the benefits. Let's follow the right direction.